不是远大。
大的，滚来滚来的了。
我烧成这个样子，要不要下楼啊？
Beijing, a city where thousands of years of history intertwine with some of the world's most modern skyscrapers, has been struck by a devastating catastrophe. A massive fire erupted without warning, spreading at terrifying speed, engulfing residential neighborhoods, commercial centers, and even the forests that surround the capital. From a single spark, the flames quickly transformed into a blazing storm, an unstoppable wave of destruction. Its light illuminated the entire horizon, plunging the city into chaos never seen before. From a distance, the scene resembled the apocalypse. Thick smoke rolled across the sky, swallowing the sun and turning the heavens into a heavy blanket of ash. Columns of fire rose higher than rooftops, their glow visible from miles away. Sirens wailed without pause, merging with the roar of the blaze, drowning out every other sound in the city. Residents described the moment the fire swept into their neighborhoods. Families awoke to the choking smell of smoke and the pounding of fists on their doors. Some rushed barefoot into the streets, carrying children, pets, or only a single bag of belongings. Others were trapped in high-rise apartments, waving desperately from balconies until firefighters arrived with ladders. On the roads below, horns blared as thousands of vehicles jammed together in a frantic race to flee the advancing inferno. Hospitals across Beijing were quickly overwhelmed. Doctors and nurses worked without rest, treating victims with severe burns, smoke inhalation, and injuries from collapsing structures. In narrow hallways, urgent voices and cries of grief echoed endlessly. Outside, anxious crowds gathered, waiting desperately for news of their loved ones. Mothers screamed the names of their children. Elderly men sat in silence, clutching the hands of their relatives, staring into the dense smoke still hanging above the city. The fire itself seemed to possess a terrifying intelligence. Fueled by dry air and driven by strong winds, it leapt from one rooftop to another in seconds. Apartment blocks burned from the inside out, their stairwells transformed into deadly funnels of smoke. Warehouses erupted into fireballs as combustible materials exploded within. On the city's outskirts, dry brush ignited instantly, merging with the urban blaze to form a firestorm of unimaginable scale. Above, helicopters circled relentlessly, releasing torrents of water. Yet every time the flames were beaten back, they rose again with equal fury. Authorities mobilized every available resource. Thousands of firefighters from neighboring provinces rushed to Beijing, joining exhausted local crews who had already battled for hours without pause. The military cleared roads, enforced evacuations, and even fought side by side with emergency teams. Volunteers distributed masks, water, and blankets at makeshift shelters in schools and sports arenas.
快看哟，快看哟，这下面流一杯这个哟，燃喽，不得了哦，你看哟。
Despite this enormous effort, much of Beijing's skyline was reduced to blackened silhouettes. When dawn broke after the first night of chaos, the scale of destruction became clear. Entire blocks lay in ruins, their windows shattered, their walls collapsed. Cars were reduced to twisted shells of metal. Streets were blanketed in a layer of ash, falling like cold gray snow. Forests that once brought calm and green life now stood as charred wastelands. Environmental experts warned that the consequences for air quality and public health would linger long after the flames were gone.
消防员在这碰上的，哎呀，我操！
And yet, amid the devastation, stories of courage and resilience emerged. A man carried his elderly neighbor down 10 smoke-filled flights of stairs. A group of students formed a human chain, passing buckets of water to trapped residents. Firefighters emerged from collapsed stairwells carrying children in their arms. Temples, churches, and schools opened their doors to shelter the displaced, transforming into safe havens. The cause of the fire remains unknown. Investigators search the wreckage for answers. Was it a failure of infrastructure, an accident, or something more mysterious? The truth is still unclear, but for now, the city's priority remains saving lives and rebuilding what has been lost. This tragedy is a reminder that modern life, no matter how brilliant or fortified, can collapse in an instant before the forces of nature and disaster. But even in the darkest night, the strength and unity of people shine brightest. And though the city lies cloaked in ashes, hope rises once more from the fiercest of flames.
Nature doesn't send us warnings, but we can. Floods, earthquakes, wildfires, and storms are striking harder and faster than ever before. By subscribing, you are not just watching, you are joining a movement to stay alert, stay informed, and helps others to do the same. Hit the subscribe now because the next disaster won't wait, and neither should you. Be ready and be aware.